someone, so when we onboard someone, we do not want to overwhelm them. Okay. We do not want to say, okay, get in groups 1, 2, and 3, and get in the future of mental wellness, and get in the MLM blueprint, as well as, you know, our organization's groups like the Level Up Leaders and the Fundamental Journey and all the things, because that's overwhelming. We all know that. So from here on out, I am going to onboard people with just the 2 Future of Mental Wellness and the MLM Blueprint group. Now, having said that, as individuals that are already active, it is very, there's still a resource there for you guys from corporate, right? So if you, like a lot of the Edge testimonials are in corporate. So do not add your people to a group until you know that the testimonials that you want to tag them in are there. So all of them are for your using, but just when we onboard somebody, for simplicity's sake, and because we do have more testimonials in there, we're going to use the Future of Mental Wellness and the MLM Blueprint. Still use the groups 1 and 2, okay? If they have the testimonials you need. It doesn't mean you have to leave those. We just don't want to make things more complicated than they need to be. Does that make sense to everyone? Because I know some of you have went all the way from the beginning through the switch. Some of you only know the corporate groups and you have no idea what I'm talking about with the Future of Mental Wellness and the MLM Blueprint. And some of you are brand new and you don't even, you know, you're not even familiar with any of that. But I just wanted to clarify that because I'd gotten that question many times. So feel free to use any of them. And if you need me to elaborate on that at any point in time, please let me know. But they're all, we use them all the same way. We add the people, we tag them, and, you know, we're in Messenger with them. But there's no need for that to cause confusion because they're used exactly the same way. All right. The other thing is, and if Janelle, are you able to chat? I didn't let you know that I was going to ask this because I didn't think about it. I was wondering if you would share about Lexington just real quickly, because I don't have the dates in front of me and I know you guys plan on attending. Will you just share that as an announcement? That would be awesome. You did say yes, right? Okay. So whenever Janelle gets unmuted, she can give you the full details, but.
Okay.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Can you hear me now? Yes.
Yes.
So Joe and I do plan on attending in Lexington. That's going to be August 6th and 7th. The main part of training and what Oliver and Beth will be doing is going to be on the 7th. So if you can't come to both days, that's okay. The 6th is going to be a dinner for gold and above. Usually people who are ranked below gold still meet together and have dinner too. So it's really more of a social gathering for Friday night. And then Saturday is really going to be the training and where you're going to be able to meet Oliver, which is our new associate VP of sales, and Beck, which most people know who Beck is, she's, I guess, our newest 5-part servant leader. We went last year and it was great. Some of our team went as well. And it was definitely, you know, a time that people share in the business. You know, no matter how long you have or haven't done network marketing, there's always things that you can glean and learn from others. So I see this as something that we can really utilize, especially for new wellness partners, as a way to get them into action quickly and get them connected. And I know a lot of you on here haven't probably got to meet any of the corporate executives or anything like that. And it's important. This is what I think anyways. I think it's important because when you get to meet those guys and see that their integrity and character really do follow suit with what you think it probably is, it's reassuring, and it's very nice to see them, the love and respect that they have for one another. And I know you're not going to get to see all of them at Lexington, but Oliver and Beck being there is still going to be more of a connection to Amari corporate than what a lot of you have got to experience so far. Being able to get our new wellness partners that, you know, have came in the last 3 months, or the ones that come in this month, being able to get them to try to commit and attend Lexington, I think is really important. I know not everybody will, but the quicker we get people committed to going and in action and feeling that larger part of community, as Amari has as well, I think you're going to see better rewards and action steps out of them. Kind of like in church, Joe and I want to get people into small groups as quick as possible because they're more apt to start growing spiritually. With Amari, the quicker you can get them into feeling that we have the smaller part of community, but feeling that larger part of community, they're gonna be more apt to stick with it. I really do believe.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Janelle. I think we had a decent turnout from our organization when we went last year, and I could tell a huge difference in people's momentum, their morale, and their just being able, like Janelle saying, that community, but also just hearing, like, being able to network with those people, whether you're utilizing it to do interviews down the road when you've met individuals from a whole other side leg, you know, like that maybe would speak to your audience. That's a great networking tool that happens when you go to these events, because those aren't people that you're regularly on calls with or you're regularly doing things with. But I think that if it's doable for you guys, I definitely would encourage you to attend. And I think Crystal asked, so I think Mandy has, so this is in Lexington, Kentucky, and I am not 100% sure of the hotel cost. I think it's the Marriott, and I think, because I messaged her last week, and I don't know if it's gotten up yet, but she's supposed to get a link up for that. There's an event page. So as soon as all that is up, I will put it in Level Up Leaders. And if I've missed it, somebody please let me know, because I asked Mandy the other day, and I don't think all of those details were up quite yet, but it will be in Lexington. Okay, April says she thinks that the event's $40 and the hotel cost is $181 a night. So you know that could be split between individuals. And if that hotel cost doesn't work for you, don't feel like obligated that you have to stay at that hotel, because my family stayed somewhere else last time because we needed a bigger room, and we found a cheaper price. So
not at that hotel either.
Okay.
I do know.
I did not know that.
At the same
Okay.
place it was last year.
Okay. Okay. So plenty of hotels to choose from if that price point doesn't seem like it would work for you. And, you know, simplest way to do it, just find the address of the event and then see what hotels are close by. But I mean, we were like, I don't know, like 10 or 15 minutes away. And I think we paid like $98 a night for a suite somewhere so that my whole family could stay in. So definitely cheaper rates available, but so don't let that stop you from being the reason you can go or cannot go. Last announcement before I move on to the DMO. So right now we are still planning to do the virtual symposium event together, have an event together. I have it narrowed down to 2 places, either Pigeon Forge, or which is the Gatlinburg area, but Pigeon Forge seems to have more large cabins available right now than Gatlinburg, and it's cheaper pricing, or Chattanooga, because Melora was looking at a couple of options there. The virtual event itself is $149. They came out with that. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet. So that would be, you know, even if you cannot come to the event, which I think will be great if you can. I think coming together for that will be fun and will be another community event opportunity that we can do some team building stuff at, and I'm excited about. But if that doesn't work for you, I still highly encourage symposium to be, you know, for you even at home. And with the virtual, the really cool thing with the virtual ticket is you actually get a whole year of being able to go back and watch the speakers and the trainings and all of that, which was really nice for for lots of reasons. And I don't know exactly what it's going to look like this time, but if you have two different speakers that are at the same time and you have to choose, then that allows you to go back and do that. And I don't remember everything that's in this package. I think that there's a swag pack and a couple of other things, but that is the price of the virtual ticket for those not going to California. All right, any questions about any of those announcements or anything that I overlooked, left out?
The date again for Heart to Heart.
The 16th and 17th of September.
Okay.
And I don't have the full schedule, but I'm guessing that that's going to be the second half of the 16th and the full day of the 17th, but don't quote me on that. And the only reason that I'm sharing that is because, you know, if it's running through 5 o'clock on the 17th, you might want to stay till the 18th. So I'm going to try to create the event space where we're staying to be, you know, to work for that, whatever that is. For me, Gatlinburg or Chattanooga both are about 5 hours. So I don't know about everyone else, but in car about 5 hours for me. So if it ended late or even at dinner time on the 17th, I would stay till the 18th myself. So, but that'll be everybody's personal choice. Any other questions? All right. So the last thing that I want to is just more of an encouragement because yes, Crystal.
So they're asking in the message, actually it came to me, I think by accident. The Lexington event is separate from Symposium. The Lexington event is our team's event with Beck and Oliver. Symposium will be something that we do probably like the Tennessee area is kind of what we're talking about right now. So they're 2 different months, back to back, 2 separate events. Does anybody have a question about that from there? Because there were a couple people asking.
I guess some clarification that I didn't do was actually what Symposium is. So Symposium is our, it is like our corporate convention. So it's the training for all of our wellness partners. And last year it was all virtual because of COVID. And that was the first one that I ever, you know, was part of because that was the first year I was part of the company. So I'm only familiar with how they held that, but it was wonderful. They did a phenomenal job. So much good information for attraction marketers, how to grow your funnel. I mean, I learned a ton from that event. And there's a lot of like prize opportunities, tons and tons of, it really lights a fire. It really, really does. And statistically in network marketing, if you attend one of these, regardless, in my opinion, regardless if it's in person or virtually, and I'm sure in person you're going to get a little bit bigger fire, but even if it's virtually, I statistically like rank ups. Well, in doTERRA, just statistically in network marketing, we learned that for every person that attends convention or Symposium, that most people rank up at least 2 spots in the next year because it equips you so well with quite a few things, you know, morale and new techniques and ways to level up in your business. And you're hearing from a whole bunch of top leaders, not just the ones in your organization, which is really, really cool to be able to hear from other leaders that you don't usually get to hear from. So I really, really encourage making it a priority. Crystal, I didn't even think that's cool. So Crystal did it at home all by herself and ranked up twice or more probably, but awesome. All right, so this is my little bit of encouragement before we get started on the DMO. So I hear from numerous people, and I'm saying this, do not feel like I'm calling you out because I'm really not calling you out, whoever feels like that. I am talking to our entire organization because I'm hearing numerous people feeling discouraged for so many different reasons. From, you know, maybe they're in that lull period where they're ebbing and flowing, and they see other people really, building, and they're still, kind of like at a steady line. Or maybe you've even seen attrition, and maybe you're discouraged because the Edge rollout and the shipping hasn't been what you felt that it should be. And maybe you're discouraged because you feel like you've hit a wall and you just don't know how to get past it. And all of those things have so much validity to cause discouragement. There's no, I'm not trying to tell you that they're not valid concerns or that they are problems within the company or the business. I just want each of you to know that every single person on here, regardless of their rank, has dealt with all of those. And whether the attrition has knocked you down a rank or more than a rank, or you felt like you've hit that wall and you just can't get past it, whether you see other people in momentum and you just don't understand why that's not you, I want you to know that it always feels like that. It feels like that for me. I feel like that about every 2 or 3 months. I feel like either I've hit the wall, or I see attrition, or I just can't figure out how I'm going to fill the holes in that. Like, I just can't enroll enough people for all the holes that I've lost. Or how many customers do I have to get a hold of this month and tell that they're not getting Edge when they thought they were? Like, all of those things are discouraging to me. And I think most people on this call would agree that that's caused discouragement for them. Having said that, there is one thing that separates discouraged people that continue to rank up in the future and discouraged people that either quit or just stay complacent and stagnant. And that is complacency. That is not being willing to kind of step outside of their comfort zone and not saying, hey, I don't know what the wall is that I've hit, but I'm really willing to climb over it. Can somebody help me? Because it's so easy to not know what the wall is that you need to climb over. And, I have, on numerous occasions, I've reached out to Beck, I've reached out to Jen, and I've said, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but this is, I know this is my problem. I don't know how to get over it. And another set of eyes looking at what's going on has been so helpful. And sometimes I have to step way out of my comfort zone, or just something I don't want to do. Like, I don't want to start a new platform. I don't want to post something different. I don't want to switch whatever it was. But being able to say, that's okay, I'm going to climb that wall. I've hit the wall, but I'm willing to climb it, is really what's going to separate the individuals who just stay where they are in the lull and those that go start climbing the mountain. Okay. And that it doesn't happen overnight. And it's not the same for everyone. Some people, it's something so simple that they just need to tweak. And for some people, it's a little bit longer of a process. But I just want you guys to know that all of us deal with it, and we all deal with it in different times. Like, April was, for many of you, your first month. And it was an amazing first month because it was when Edge was rolled out, right? Or for those of you that weren't new, you saw such momentum in your business that it's kind of like that. It was kind of like that high and that crash that came afterwards, because it didn't feel like there was as much momentum. And all of us have felt that, and all of us feel those lulls at different times. So although we all experience momentum in April, usually that's not how it works. Usually, Crystal's in momentum, her own personal momentum right now. And, there's 5 other people that aren't. And then Michelle's, starting her momentum now, and the next 2 or 3 months, she sees a huge peak. But Julia, that might be Michelle's peak, might be Julia's lull. Like, we can't always feel like that we're doing something wrong either, because it is that consistency that comes over 60 or 90 days, and then boom, like, momentum just hits all of those people. I have stories every single month where somebody says, like, I'm seriously, like, I've felt like crickets with Amari over the past 30 days. You know, my life's a little disruptive right now, but I've tried to stay consistent, and it's kind of felt like crickets. And then some health coach messaged me yesterday and said, I've been watching you for 4 months. I don't even know who she is. And she was connected through somebody I actually knew in Costa Rica years and years ago. And she'd never messaged me one time or commented on anything. And I had a Zoom with her this morning. And I think she's really excited about it. But at the end of the day, like, that's not the people I thought I was talking to, right? So that consistency will keep, you're still going to see lulls, regardless of how consistent you are. And I see people saying that they're in the cricket stage now, and that seems discouraging. But the funny thing is there's all kinds of people watching. It's just they haven't reached out yet. And I know that that's frustrating. It's frustrating for me. So just, if you see the vision like I see the vision, just keep trekking through the mud. Okay, just keep trekking through it. I feel like I'm preaching, but I'm going to share this because I feel led to share this. So I 3 days ago, we had a family come visit us, and you guys might have seen my post. We had a family that we just met come visit us, and we invited them to stay in the house that we were renting. And we had all these plans. We were going to go and we were going to snorkel with them, and we were going to go to the beach, and it rained. Like, we're in the jungle. It rains all the time. But it rained for like 24 hours. Our house flooded. It was absolutely insane. And we were like, you know what, we're going to go, it's supposed to stop raining. We're going to go through, there's a protected rainforest about like a tenth of a mile from me. And you can trek all the way to Panama. And so we said, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. The sun's going to come out. Well, the sun never came out. And my husband said, let's just go do it in the mud anyway. Let's go do it. So we went through the rainforest in calf deep mud. We trekked through the mud for miles and miles and miles, kids on our backs. We each have 4 kids, so there was a dozen of us trekking through the rainforest. On the other side of the mud was the most beautiful God creation I had ever seen. It was huge waves and beautiful beach and an awesome cave. We saw so much wildlife, but I was covered in mud, guys. I was sore. My back still aching. Like, it was not easy, but I saw so much beauty in God's creation. And I just think that that's so illustrative of our businesses. It's so illustrative of our life. Like, it's never, ever easy, but the other side is always beautiful. So, okay, I'm sorry. I'm done. All right. Let's go to our daily mode of operation. So if you didn't get to see it yet, there is a graphic. Like I said, it's going to be tweaked in Level Up Leaders. So you can go take a screenshot of it if you want to look at it while I'm talking. Or I think Crystal just did. Look at Crystal. She's awesome. She already like linked it or something, she says. All right. So the first thing on the DMO is showing up with value every day. And we've talked about this 100 times. So I know you guys probably don't need any more details about it. But basically what I mean is, are you helping your audience win in parenting? Are you helping them win in life? Are you helping them win in marriage, in their faith, in their health? You choose. What can you help somebody win in? It doesn't have to be, this doesn't even have to be Amari related at all. So to keep it simple, like, are you helping them in those areas? And if you're, do you know how you could help somebody? And if you do, start showing up with some help. Some simple, like, hey, do you have trouble getting your child to bed at night? These are the things we changed in our routine, and they really helped us. And this does not have to be Amari related. If mood helped your child sleep, throw that in there too. But if it was magnesium lotion on the bottom of their feet and a laugh, then put that out there. Like, people are in need of advice in so many areas of their life. And if you can bring that value to them, they're going to be on you like glue. Whatever value you bring to your audience, they're there for you anyway. And if you haven't brought it yet, they'll begin to friend. The audience you have now will love it because you're already connected with them. And then as you start bringing value that really resonate with that. So whatever that is, whatever that value looks like in your life, bring it. And I know somebody sitting here thinking, I don't know, I don't have value to bring that. It's not true. Every single one of you have some amazing value to bring your audience because you have an entire life of experience in something. And you have a story that somebody needs to hear. And it doesn't have to be like your full testimony. It can be as simple as getting your kid to sleep at night. That is ruining somebody's days because they can't sleep at night. What if you are struggling with that? Reach out to somebody on our team. Anybody, reach out to me, reach out to who enrolled you, reach out to another friend and ask where do you bring value to their life on a daily basis, and put that into your Facebook page. Make that part of who you are and the storefront of you. So when you're bringing value to somebody, that's going to come through your screen. It's going to come through your post. This one post a day and 3 to 7 stories daily. So that is a little, Beck something a little different. Somebody else may say something, different. But I'm going to change this to say one post at the least every other day. So either one post a day or one post every other day. And I do feel like 3 to 5 or 3 to 5 stories a day. And what I mean by a day is you always have 3 to 5 in there. It doesn't matter if you did 1 in the morning, 2 at night, but you always have some to rotate in that. So that's the first thing in your daily mode of operation that you want to make sure that you have. However you make that work for you, whether you create content 1 time a week or whether you do that each morning when you wake up with a power hour, that's my personal favorite to do it. I take notes on things that I might write, but at the end of the day, what I do is I wake up and I spend about an hour every morning on Amare, 5 days a week. So, and that's the first thing that I do. I make sure that I've created valuable content of some sort. Anybody has on that number? Okay, I'm going to move on to number 2 then. Okay, so start 5 to 10 conversations a day. That sounds astronomical. I know that it does. But starting 5 to 10 conversations could be as simple as this morning getting in your stories and choosing 5 individuals that have stories that you might resonate with, or people that you've really been thinking, man, I know that they could use these products and I wish they were seeing my posts. I'm sorry, hold on just a moment. Okay, I was having some weird incoming call. Okay, so getting in their stories and messaging them by just saying, oh, he looks so cute, or whatever authentic thing comes to mind when you see their stories. Did they bring value to you? Like, did they make some recipe that you think would be great for your family? Did they go on a vacation that you have a question about because you might want to do that in the future? It really doesn't matter what the conversation is you're starting, but as a network marketer, you should be a professional conversation starter. Like if you can't converse with individuals on a authentic personal basis, it's going to be harder for people to feel that you're approachable and join you in business, right? Or even to join you as a customer. So making those authentic connections and conversations are super, super important. Now, having said that, as far as them being general, those are fine because every day you're not gonna have focused Amare conversations with people. That's just going to drive people crazy, right? But I also would be very conscious of individuals who are interested in their health and wellness. Individuals who might be talking about having a problem that that you have something that can help fix, right? And maybe that's not just Amare. Like maybe somebody has migraines, and it's kind of funny because a few of us responded to the same person, but this happened within this week. I know that chiropractic care I know that magnesium and I know that our gut brain access protocol all help migraines, all of those things. So I might only, reach out and share the things that I'm not trying to sell to you, but I'm still bringing you value and I'm making a connection, right? So don't feel like every conversation that you have has to be about Amari. Okay. I think some of us get stuck in that, but building relationships is what network marketing is all about. And building relationships doesn't happen overnight. That your consistency that you do for the next 30, 60, 90 days, you're going to see in the next 4, 5, 6 months or a year, because that's been relationship building. And as those relationships flourish, people begin to have trust and they're like, oh, I see. I mean, she's consistent. She really likes these products. I've seen her. She's been using them for, 3, 4, 6 months. And I think I'm going to give them a try. So don't be taken aback by 5 to 10 conversations a day. And for expansion on all of these, there's going to be a guide that extends on every single point of this DMO. So that way you don't feel like when you bring somebody on that you have to go through everything I'm going through right now. It's already going to be for you in a guide. You're going to send them the one-page wellness partner startup list, and you're going to tag them in the guide. And those 3 things should be enough for them to have in front of them to get started. All right. Number 3 is to check in and be active in your groups every day. So what I mean by that is it's really important for our entire organization to be active in Level Up Leaders. It's really important for our entire organization to be active in Fundamental Journey. Now, this is for a couple of reasons. We talked about Fundamental Journey last week, and that's for retention. If they see activity and community, that builds like a trust and a connection with our customers, and kind of a loyalty factor comes from that. And retention statistically always rises when we have that. I don't want you guys to feel like just because you're new, or if you don't feel like you have as much time or expertise in this company as somebody else, that you shouldn't be in there. I would love everybody to get input in there. And if you have a question that you want to ask, or you have a question that somebody's asking you, throw it in there. The same goes for Level Up Leaders, because when our wellness partners see how active we are, because sometimes we have our side, right? Somebody will mess me, or they'll message whoever, and we're talking about something important for somebody that's a new wellness partner, and them seeing the support that we can give each other right there in that page or our chat is super important. So I just recommend going in there and at least seeing what the posts are regularly. And this might not be daily. This might be a few days a week, and maybe I'll change that, because I think that says daily. But just going in and making sure you've read through whatever post was posted. Do you guys know? And I totally forgot. Do you guys know that there's an event on tomorrow night that you can invite prospects to? And I can briefly do that at the end. But if you jumped in Level Up Leaders, you would know that, I posted all the details on that, and exactly what that encompassed. But it's going to be a great event for you to be able to invite prospects to. So that's another reason to stay active. You're in the know and you're not missing those opportunities. Okay. The next number 4 is follow-ups every day. So the fortune is for sure in love. And I actually hear people say that they don't follow up. But these people need to hear from you. Like, they don't need to just go and I'm talking about prospects, definitely, but I'm also talking about the people that you've already enrolled. Because if you've enrolled somebody as a customer or a wellness partner and you don't follow up with them, and you don't keep that, like good customer service, you're not leading them as a team member, that's going to be a retention problem as well. But if you're not, I would make it a point to follow up with your, the people in your prospect list. If you're doing a power hour, for instance, If you're doing a power hour, I would make it a point to follow up. You know, like I said, I do a power hour 5 days a week. I will follow up with prospects 2 or 3 days a week, and then I'll spend 2 days a week reaching out to my team and customers. And super, super important to have it. I am not, anybody on here that knows me well, I am not like this super organized person that has everything like structured, but I think it's so important to know that I'm going to do follow-ups with prospects 2 days a week. I'm going to follow up with customers 1 day a week, and I'm going to follow up with my team 2 days a week, because if you don't, you're going to let something slip through the cracks. And then you're going to try to have to play catch up. So on that number 4, I would create for yourself in your daily mode of operation a time for prospects, a time for customers, and a time for your team members. And I would make sure that I'm following up with them with the proper things. With your team members, you just want to know, like, what do they need help with? Do they feel like they have the right direction? Do they need anything additional? You know, with your customers, how are you feeling on the product? Or really just how are you and your family doing? Like, it doesn't even always have to be about MRA, depending upon the relationship you had before. But you want to make sure that you know where they are in their healing journey so that you can help them along. Because sometimes they need to add something or take something away, or they need to change their dose. Because I can't tell you how many times I've heard somebody reach out to their people 2 months later and they're like, oh, well, it made me sick. Well, it made their stomach hurt, probably because they should have started with a half of a dose in the morning and a half a dose in the evening. But if we're not following up, we don't know how to direct them. So very important. And then prospects, we know what to do, right? We just are continuing to see what more information they need and helping bring that to them. All right, number 5 is connection and engagement with others every day. And so in order to get more engagement, we have to give more engagement. Now, I am not a huge proponent of going and commenting on every single person's posts, because I feel like it's not always an income producing activity. This is what I do. I choose 2 days a week that I go in and I comment on your all stuff. So I go in and I look at all my wellness partners and I see what posts that I think should be boosted and I comment on them. And then the other 3 days a week, I'm going in and I'm commenting on people's posts that are not part of MRA. Okay. I'm going in and I'm commenting on their posts so that they notice that I've commented, and then usually they're going to come back to my page or we'll start a conversation, whatever. It's just another form of starting conversations, creating connection, networking, and engagement. So very simple. Be in your back office daily. Now, I believe that this is probably the least followed through with, but it is so, so important. If you don't own your business, and the only way you can own your business is if you know your numbers and you know what's going on. Like, you can't say, I'm going to hit silver this month, but you have no idea what your structure looks like. And so being in, even if you don't understand all of what structure is about, knowing your numbers and knowing, hey, I have a wellness partner that I have to move in 4 days because we only have 14 days and they're in the placement suite. Like, I look at my back office probably twice a day, depending upon what's going on. Like, if I'm pushing for a rank, or if I know some of you guys are pushing for a rank and I'm trying to keep up with your volume, I probably look at it more than that at the end of the month. But you need to be in there at least once a day. You need to see where your total volume is, where your projected volume is. You need to understand that you only have a certain amount of time in your placement suite to move people, and you need to know what your teams are doing, because sometimes when people are new, they could be 100 PV away from a rank and they don't even realize it because they don't understand their back office. So it's our job to stay in there for them. And it would probably do some good office training, but that's so funny. Somebody just said that. I'm not aware there's a great back office training that's done yet or not. If somebody else is, let me know. I haven't ran it. I think that is definitely a good thing to have. I do feel like there's something. Does anybody know? I feel like there's something that Mike did in the app. Does anybody know? All right.
Only some
I
bits and pieces here and there on different trainings. So I say
but
we
not like an
like
all
it.
encompass.
just do it.
Yeah. I think that that's important. And I think, there are so many reports on there that you wouldn't believe. Like you can go in and see how many everybody in your team and how close they are to 5 for 500. Like I can reach out to Crystal and say, "Hey, Crystal, you have 2 more for your 5 for 500," right? So there's so many reports in there. Get in there and kind of look around, and then we will work towards a training on that because I definitely think that's needed. But very important to stay in there. All right. So personal development. This needs to be like personal development for your mindset, for your faith, for the product, for business skill sets. So I don't mean like personal development, and I don't think that this should say every day. That it was supposed to say every other day. But I think 4 to 5 days a week is good. And for me, I even feel like my daily devotion sometimes can be my personal growth. It really just depends on what it is. But when I say personal growth, I don't mean like you listen to a podcast about how to cook Caribbean stew. I mean like it's a business skill set, it's personal growth, it's mindset positivity. It's maybe like a podcast, a book, an audio, but at the end of the day, you've spent 10 to 30 minutes on growing yourself and in something that's actually going to help you grow your business. All right. Number 9, super simple. And I hope everybody's doing this, but we need to be a user of our products every single day. It is what builds belief in the products. It's what gives you your story to share. And if we're not consistently using the products every day, it's kind of hard to get in our stories and show us using them. It's hard to share our testimony honestly about it. And I also feel like that it's so important. And I think I've said this before, but if you came in on edge and you haven't began the healing protocol, I think it is so, so important for you to do so. And I think it's important for you as you can, because that's going to need those products. If you're talking about edge people, if you're all the time, the same goes for edge. But we also have protein, fiber, and superfood, and all these great other products that are open doors to bring people in and then talk to them about the gut brain axis. So I would highly recommend for every single person on here, begin the fundamentals protocol if they're not. And go from there. Like you're going to see so many phased and layered benefits and healing that you're going to have a story to share. And that if you're not using it already, it's going to be new to your audience, and you are going to reach people that you haven't reached yet. And honestly, the same goes with our therapeutic products. Like I get so many people that are interested in energy, because that's something that I use every single day with my edge. And then as they come in with energy, I'm able to say, yeah, this energy really, I love it as a daily product, but really what upped my energy and gave me the most was starting with that fundamental, and I just added energy in with it. So it's just a good open door for our other products. And ultimately, as a wellness partner with Amari, our goal should be to help people heal at the root. And that's what that fundamentals protocol does. So get that in your cart if you have not used that yet. Now the last 2 don't seem like they're really business oriented, but I believe wholeheartedly that they just make for a great day and that you feel good. So one is to sweat every day. Like your success lies in your daily disciplines and not just in your power hour. Like it doesn't matter, honestly, it doesn't matter how motivated you are inside if you're not taking care of yourself outside, because you're not going to feel well. You're not going to have the energy to do it. You're not going to be able to to move forward with full impact, because we all have other lives, right? So many of us work other jobs, run other businesses, have children, all the things. So without the energy and health, it's going to be super hard to add this daily mode of operation onto your day, even though it's not that hard, right? But we all have full days. So I highly encourage you to sweat every day. I don't care if that's 10 minutes of running up and down the stairs, taking a walk, whatever it is, you know, you choose, and the best sweat is the one that you'll do every day. So, and the last one is getting water in. So this is actually going to help your products work better. And it's going to help you feel better. My recommendation always is half your body weight in ounces. So what I mean by that is if you weigh 150 pounds, then you're doing 75 ounces of water a day. The reason it's going to help your products work better is because when we drink the right amount of water, we are able to flush our toxins. We are able to flush anything in our body that we don't need, and to really get to a place where we have a good foundation to build a good microbiome and for our body to work at its optimum potential. And I think that that's it. And then, like I said, I'll have expansions. I think it's going to be in guide 2. I'm going to make guide 1 welcome with an onboarding video. And the onboarding video is also going to have this DMO and the 1-page wellness partner how to get started page. And then guide 2 will be the expansion of the this DMO. Okay. And I hope to have that up by next week. Bear with me for the next 2 weeks because I have a team of people coming and running houses and doing VBS and teaching English, and we're going to be super blessed and busy. But I have most of this already worked out, so I hope to have it up this week. What questions do you guys have for me about this? Is there anything that you want to see added, or you're like, why does that really have to be on there?
Lydia had one question in the chat that says, is there a site or something that you draw from for number 1? So I wasn't sure specifically what.
Oh, for the show up with
Show up
value,
with
every
value
day.
every day. Mm-hmm.
I think that has to be personally. Now, I think, okay, so I think that initially it needs to be what you already have experience in, and how you can already bring value. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with going and getting ideas. If you know that you want to bring healthy recipes to somebody, or if you know that you want to bring value for being a parent, then find somebody else's site to get ideas. I'm not meaning like copy and paste their stuff, but go in and find somebody else's page where they're doing that, and kind of get ideas of their topics and move forward in that manner. I'm not sure if that's what you meant, Lydia, but usually when you're creating value for your audience, it's usually something that you are creating. But getting ideas from other people is great. So I would just choose the subject and then go to like I said, another Facebook page that's similar, and kind of get some ideas from it. Sure. Any other questions? All right, guys. Well, I'm sorry. Somebody unmute.
I'd be willing to flex on the budget for the car that I want.
Crystal, were you going to ask me something?
No, I think Julie is trying to ask.
You kind of touch a little bit more on the event.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I was just wondering, can you expand it more?
I can hear you now, Julia.
Can you expound a little bit more on things for tomorrow evening? I know it's in Level Up Leaders, and I think I saw Mandy did a video, but I didn't know if there was anything that I maybe missed you talking about earlier on.
Okay, no, I'm glad you brought that back up because somehow I went over it in the beginning and didn't go over it. I missed it. So tomorrow night, Jen, Mandy, and Megan are hosting a opportunity event, and basically I would kind of compare what I mean by an opportunity event to Amari Live, except for individuals who are interested in the business, and they're basically going to go in, and I think Joe and Janelle are going to talk on there as well, but they're going to go in and really talk about what opportunity is at hand with, and I think they're going to focus on Edge, but they are going to go in and talk about why this is a great business opportunity, and it's really going to, I think they're basically going to close the deal for you. That's the whole goal. You are just going to send your prospects that are interested in the business to them. And Oliver is like the brainchild of this and just has them kind of doing the work from what Megan and Jen told me the other day. He's kind of divvied out what they each need to talk about. And from what I hear, he's pretty brilliant in the marketing arena when it comes to pulling in wellness partners. So that is really all the summary that I have. I don't know what else you were looking for. I do know, gosh, I don't even remember the time. I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's tomorrow night. Now, they accidentally made the group private. And so you have to, if you want to be on that page to invite somebody, you have to be invited to it. So if you have people that you're going to invite and you haven't already got invited to that group, which if you didn't comment below the post that I posted, I didn't know to invite you. So go on and comment below that post and I'll invite everybody that says that they want to be part of it. Honestly, I think it would be great for you guys to go and watch it if you have the time, because you're going to see how they're presenting the opportunity anyway. So it might be really helpful to gather some nuggets of information for yourselves too. But definitely invite your prospects. I think it'll be really good. Any other questions? All right, we'll look for the expansion of that in the DMO, I'm sorry, in guide 2 for the daily mode of operation. And if you guys have questions, just let me know. You guys have a super blessed evening. Bye-bye.